I'm Lanikia, and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Days of Our Lives edition. Today is Monday, August the 22nd, 2022. All right, y'all, let's get right into it. We see Jack and Jennifer, and they are devastated. They found out that Gwen is the person who they believe is responsible for Abigail's death. And Jack just says all the many times I forgave her when I shouldn't have. And he's blaming himself, but Jennifer says, don't blame yourself for this and everything. And she's just she's saddened by this, but she's trying to reassure him that you did everything you could for Gwen. And, it's not your fault that if she was the person who did this to Abigail. So then we move on to Lee, Gabby, and Rolf. And Gabby is like, why is this creep with you, Lee? And everything. And so she's mad at Rolf because she said, I begged you to save Stephanie and you couldn't. You're a creep. You're a has been. They need to study your brain. She's just going off on Rolf. And he said, if you knew what I did, you would be on your knees thanking me. And she said, what is that supposed to mean? And so then at this point, Lee takes over. He says, she's the CEO. I'm going to kick you out. So he gets rid of Ruffle and everything. And so then Gabby and Lee talk, and she said, and he was like, did he bother you? And she was like, I just can't, it made me think about Stefan and everything and the way he died. And so then they were intimate. And afterwards, he said, your mind seems 1,000 miles away. And she said, what do you think Rolf mean by like, I would be thanking him if I knew what he had done? And he was like, there's no telling what that man was talking about. So then we see, Rafe and Gwen. Child, we finally found out what happened with Gwen. Okay, so this is what she said had happened. She busted out of prison, right? She won't give up Ava. That's good. Because, Ava was my girl. She busted out of prison, right? And she went to see Abigail, and Abigail confronted her. And she had the syringe, and she was going to inject Abigail. She was wearing a Christian mask. But Abigail was able to rip it off of her. And she said when she did, she begged Abigail and pleaded for her, let me go. And so Abigail said, you have 1 hour. I'm paraphrasing I'm cutting all of this down, but that's pretty much what happened. Abigail, she wasn't going to do it. She just had saline in it. So I don't know what she was trying to do. Like, it didn't make sense. But she wanted Sarah to be accused so she could let go of Xander, even though like that wasn't gonna bring Xander back to you. But she said Abigail just told her how pathetic she was, and she felt pathetic, so she just left. Abigail was like, you have 1 hour to get back to prison, and if you're not there, I'm gonna find you. And so she left. And she said, so yes, when she was running down the stairs, she did drop something, but it was the syringe, um not the knife or the murder weapon. And so Rafe said, whew, that was pathetic. She was like, I didn't do this. But he tells her word isn't worth much, But she swears up and down, I didn't do this. She said, I didn't want to kill Abigail. She said, I wanted to scare her, but I wasn't trying to kill her. And so then Leo talks to Sloan and he says what happened. He says, after Abigail and Chad made love, that Abigail finally left because she wanted to get, I guess, something to drink or something. And so when she left, he said, I had the knife. I saw a jewelry box. So I used the knife. He used the knife to open it up. He said he was focused on the jewelry, not the knife. So he left the knife behind and ran. And Sloan said, boy, that do not sound good or whatever. She said, after they Lord, implement. after they after they indict Gwen, then we'll say this, because before that, oh no, sir. Because this is not looking good for you. So then Sloan goes to Rafe talking about, when you gonna let my client go? And he said, girl, have you not been to law school? I said, Rafe, have you been to detective school? I mean, police academy. Because you don't be acting like you just got this all together. Everybody and Marlena really helped y'all figure this crime out. And then because if Marlena hadn't hypnotized Sarah never would have known that she wasn't there that night, and would have figured out that somebody else with a mask on, which was Gwen, who had her mask, would have known. Like, you didn't do any of this, so don't be trying to insult Anybody else, like, stop, you need to stop it. But anyways, y'all, I'm not finna go on with them. But Nicole, be weary. Watch your back. You so busy worried about Jada and Eric, you need to worry about your husband in Salon. So then we see Kristen, baby, and she is on the phone trying to get Rafe Rolf to contact her because she said, I need you to take care of Chloe because she's had it. And so then Chad comes in because he's in Marlena's office, and she said, "What?" He's like, "What are you doing with Chloe?" And she said, "I'm over basic black and everything now." And he said, "Okay, so that means you're not gonna tell me." She said, "Chloe's not great at her job and everything." And he was like, "All right. I'm sure you gave her fair judgment." But anyway, she just tells him she's sorry about Abigail, and she also lets him know, you're the best of the Damaras. And he says, "That's saying much." She said, "No, don't be like me and be selfish." She said, "I was selfish when it came to my daughter. I put my own needs and stuff. I wouldn't humble myself, let my ego go." And she says, "Now I can only see my daughter with other people around. Like I don't have free access to her with visitation, supervision. I'm sorry. I have to have visitation, supervised visitations and everything. Don't be like me. You get the help that you need and everything." And then she says, "I know this doesn't mean much, but I'm sorry about what I did to Abigail and you and Abigail." And he says, "That time you kept her locked away, we could have been together and we'll never get that back." And she says, "You don't need, I know you don't need me in your life or whatever." And he says, "No." But she said, "But I wish it was different. Like, I wish she wished she could help him." But anyways, it was a nice moment. So then we see Kristen get with Rolf, and she tells him, "Where have you been?" And he said, "Oh, I was with Gabby." And now Gabby insulted Rolf so much, he like, it is a pleasure to take away this man memories of her. I said, "God dog, Gabby." So then we see him trying to take her memories away or whatever, because Kristen said, "Not only do I need you to take her memories away, I need you to make him laser focus on Chloe." So then Lord, Rolf is in the room with Stefan, and Stefan wakes up and he said, "Finally," and Rolf is finna do something. And Stefan grabbed his wrist. I said, "Okay, all right." I mean, but it's days, so we're gonna pretend that this man has been asleep for years, just got a new heart and everything. It has enough strength to grab on to the okay, bye y'all. Oh, I can't do it. Let's move on. So then we see Jack, Jennifer, and Chad, and they tell Chad it was Gwen, and he says, "So it was Gwen the whole time?" And it was like, "Yes." And they're like, "We're sorry, And he says, "All right, I gotta go make my kids dinner," because I guess at this point he's like, "I can't focus on this. Like the system gonna have to do the system's work, but I need to focus on my kids." And that's exactly what Kristen was telling him to do earlier. Like, let all this revenge and all that go, and just focus on the children. And she wished she had done that. But anyways, y'all, that was Days of Our Lives today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for a new episode of also Days of Our Lives. What happened on the soap Days of Our Lives edition. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.